Unoclay thought it would be fun to record and condense our game chat during ARMS, so here's a 90-second cut. Enjoy! So many gosh dang wires here. So many gosh dang wires over here.
Oh, this stick right here. Whoa! Whoa!
No, it's fine. Suck it.
It's nice. Nintendo placed it so convenient perspective to where, like, I'm not a perv because I'm not looking for it. It's just there.
Tag teaming Unoclay. I know. I'm like, I can't get out of the middle of this shit. Holy fuck.
How does it feel, Matt, to be the only one who hasn't fucked him up?
Come on, Matt. Fuck him up. Shut up. I'm trying. You keep getting in the way. Are you going to blame your LAN connection?
So many gosh dang wires over here.
If he could just stop, that'd be super shit. That'd be super nice. Oh,
wow,
shit.
That was a slow
This is what it's just gonna be. It's just gonna be us splashing.
No.
It's like a grab triangle. You just did a grab triangle.
Shit! See, that's bad. I was too busy.
Switch to Clay.
I was too busy going after Clay, and then here Matt is grabbing me from the other side.
Oh crap! He grabbed me.
If you had seen that, Matt.
That was a heady spike is what that was. That was some spike in action right there.
Winner, we have a champion.
So, Mike, did you play it? No. No. Like, oh, but it's ass, huh? Yes. Like, alright. Forget it.
Oh, this stick right here.
Good games, Eli. Yeah.
Good game, everyone.
Cool. Alright. Thanks for putting up with this.
Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host Matt, and with me this week is our resident gaming journalist Eli.
Hello, all.
Our pro gamer Mike.
I'm dabbing, but you can't see it. But what up? What up?
Filthy. And our retro aficionado Unoclay.
No funny sound effect because it's the hundo fake hundo. What's up, guys?
My 100th wet.
All right. So, usually we start with what we've been playing, but I thought I'd do a little something special this week. I actually devised a couple of games we're going to play. So, I thought of one game per person, minus myself, obviously, because I'm the host. And rather than make it, one of the other ones was like, guess a Nintendo character, whatever. No, none of that stuff. I want to make you squirm. I'm going to make this difficult for you. So, I want to, because that's when the best moments come out. So let's start with Mike in case he drops out for some weird reason. Mike is well known for...
Me drop out. Right? It's like my 15th episode out of all 100. My 100th episode. All right? Come on.
No, that's what we got to change his title to, the Dropout Gamer. This is
Yeah.
I love how we're coddling.
That sounds like a documentary, by the way, more than an episode.
Welcome back, Mike. Welcome.
So Mike is quite known for being very colorful with his review of games. And one of the games he really doesn't like a lot is Super Mario Galaxy 2. And this is like a running joke with the podcast. I mean, you've talked about Skyward Sword before, but I think Super Mario Galaxy 2 is interesting.
Galaxy 2 hurts more. It hurts
so
more.
This is exactly...
But I love Mario, and I was shafted to this day.
This is exactly why I chose this game for this other game. It's called Devil's Advocate, and I know you hate it so much, which is why I want you to name 3 things you actually like about Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, God.
Not sarcastic.
There's one thing I do like. I know the only thing I do like, but it's so weird. Everything I like, I don't like at the same time. Okay. One thing, I like how the green stars are like randomly hidden. You know what I mean? Like there's no mission for them, but you gotta find them. But at the same time, like that, like it was so bad. Like it's so stupid. Like you're just supposed to play and randomly find it. Like, there's nothing good about this game. All right, I gotta think of a second one. Hold on. I want to say Yoshi. It's stupid. Yoshi sucks in that game anyway. He's better than Sunshine Yoshi, who dies from rain.
Matt, what scoring system are you giving him here? Because I don't know if he's winning yet.
Oh, there's no score. It's just I want to torture you all.
I can't think of anything. Okay, wait. They remade. No, see, they remade that one level, Swamp Fortress, in a first, but it's not good. It's not right. Okay, like I like that. I like the idea, but it wasn't good. Like Miyamoto sucks. All right, let's see. All right, that's where I go. Oh, my third one. Here's the only thing I do like about this game. That one Brawl in the Family comic of Galaxy 2 when it has Patrick Star. And it's like, what is this game? And it has the Mario headship and then Patrick Star. And you remember that one, right, Matt? The Brawl in the Family.
I don't, and I used to read that comic.
Oh my god, man!
It just must be that bad of a game. I scrubbed it. Even
all right, I got it, guys. It's Brawl in the Family 255, and it's his quote review of Galaxy 2. All right, and it's hilarious. All right, like it's hilarious. And then you get like a thing of like Patrick Star. Yeah, I had it right here. So that's the only thing I like about it is that the guy from Brawl in the Family made a really funny comic about Galaxy.
Oh yeah, the fat purple Luma that eats all your star bits. He made him Patrick Star.
This guy.
Let me link it in the chat. You guys can't see it, obviously, on the podcast. I mean, our viewers, listeners, whatever they're called these days.
Plebs.
Yeah, but that's basically what you guys all are to me anyway. So
insulting our viewers and can't say one good thing about Galaxy 2.
Those are 3 backhanded compliments courtesy of Mike. As good as it's gonna get. So
so he wins.
Yeah, so this might be a bit of a
GG easy would play again.
So this might be a little bit of a copycat game, but for Unoclay, he's kind of the opposite, where he's very agreeable. He likes to label himself the Nintendo apologist. I think that's a bit harsh, but you do like to give them some leeway and see from a different perspective, which is why I asked you what your favorite game is, and you said The Legend of Zelda on the NES, which is why I want you to name 3 things you hate about that game.
Oh.
Because now you're going to have to murder your baby.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about this online, you didn't explain to me why you were asking me to like narrow it down to one game, and that's like
I was trying to dodge it so much. I'm like, I have to give you an example of Mike's game or whatever, but also hope you don't clue in.
Oh no, I didn't guess it. I just to clarify for the listeners, everyone. Some people are really quick to answer like what their favorite game is. It's an easy answer. For me, I don't know. It tends to be the kind of answer where I'm like, well, what system are you talking about, or like what era? But I mean, if you put a gun in my head, Zelda 1 was so formative. So three bad things about it. It's gonna be funny. Maybe I'll be the invert of Mike. I'm gonna be say bad things that are actually compliments, like instead of compliments that are actually bad.
I didn't say anything.
It's too. It's too short by modern standards, because like I've memorized it and I can go through it. I don't speed run anything. It's not very interesting to me. I find it interesting people do it, but I never do stuff like that. But I could probably finish it, in a couple hours. Wild guess, a couple hours if I just went for it and didn't get anything tertiary. So it's kind of short by modern standards. A true complaint that I thought when I was a kid, and I still feel now, is that there are some elements of the game that are so opaque you couldn't solve them without knowing what to do or without experimenting endlessly. And I'm thinking specifically of bombing through walls in the mazes. It seems really obvious to a modern player, but that's because you know what The Legend of Zelda is. And when we were kids, that was like strategy guide type of thing. You were like, I can't solve this.
Well, I don't even think they had like cracks in the walls back then. I think it was just like a flat thing, right? So it's like, hey, you just keep bombing every wall imaginable, hope it works out. Oh, also you have to buy these bombs. So good luck figuring that out. And
you didn't exactly like have a there is a clue in the sense that there's a map and you can see there's rooms you can't get to, but at first you don't even know you can bomb through the center. You have to bomb specifically the center of the wall to get to a specific spot. So that always bothered me in a game design sense. And I guess the only other complaint I'd have would be that in a legitimate sense, is a similar one. It's almost like, I think it may be known as a translation error in the section of Dungeon 7. This is getting really specific, but there's a monster standing in the hallway, and he just says grumble, grumble. And there's no clue what you need to do there whatsoever in the game. I don't believe, now someone's going to call me out on that maybe, but the clue, I think, is mistranslated, that it's supposed to be his stomach grumbling, and it's supposed to give you a clue to give him the monster meat, which is the only thing it's really used for in the game. It's like it's a bait for other enemies, but you have to give him your monster meat, and then it disappears from your inventory, and it opens up. It's like a gate inside the dungeon. And I always thought that was a little opaque. I remember I had a strategy guide that was like a treasure. I wish I still had it. It was dog-eared. I read it like cover to cover again and again. I was just addicted to it. And I remember, feeling a little cheated by the game when I was a kid, because I was like, how was I supposed to solve that without reading that? That was too hard, but other than that, favorite game. So thanks. That was an interesting thing to try and do. So I appreciate that.
Nice. Cool. And for Eli, I thought I'd come up with something different. So you're very into the business sense of Nintendo, I think probably the most out of all of us, especially because, you write for a website and whatnot. So you're kind of privy to that information and kind of keep a thumb on them in that kind of sense. So I thought I'd make your life a living hell. And I want you to give me a 15 to 30 second pitch on why voice chat on Switch should be on your smartphone. So I'll give you like 30 seconds or maybe to a minute, because you gotta have some time to prepare for this horrible choice.
Chat on your phone rather than natively to the Switch is a good thing. Like why they took it away.
Give me a sales pitch. It doesn't necessarily have to be good, or maybe not even make sense. But give me the Reggie sales pitch from Eli.
The old Reggie try. I like it.
All right, I guess I'll start the clock now, so in like 30 seconds to a minute. Also, while Eli's trying to come up with reasons, at the end of the podcast, I have a bunch of funny moments lined up. At the end, I kind of went through, so with a bunch of podcasts, I'll like save funny segments and store them. And I saved like a whole ton of them, and I went through them yesterday. I think there's like at least an hour's worth. And
oh my God.
Yeah, I saved like 15 minutes of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not cutting this down anymore because it's going to be like annoying to figure out which is which. So I'll have them listed I'll have them time-stamped if you want to listen to that at the end of the podcast. But yeah, I'll have that, and it'll be cool. I didn't record them from the first podcast. I didn't start thinking of this until I think like episode 33 or something like that, but it's still 2/3 of our history, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of shove that in at the end.
You're so nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, hey man, like yo, shit, dude, thank you.
Yeah, we didn't make a game for you. We just have to be like, our host is the most the boast, the most roast.
Our host has got the most
toast.
We're failing. Matt, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear it myself. Our listeners are like rolling their eyes now. They're just like, no thanks. But we're like, yay.
It's at the end, so you can skip it.
Podcast. They're gonna hear Hope about the Wii U and
oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. Mike ad-libbing so many crazy things.
All our guesses for Smash for Trash 4 characters.
All right.
All right, Eli, so what have you got for us today?
Okay, so I'm gonna do it in Reggie style.
Nice.
Okay. Here at Nintendo, we take great pride in having family-friendly games. Now, we want to make sure that your children are safe and not meeting strangers online. After all, we had a little affair with that one 3DS game where people were writing each other nice little letters. We want to make sure that we don't get sued. So we decided to limit our voice chat to avenues that would only be parent approved, such as smartphones. We know that smartphones are a ubiquitous technology. Literally billions of people have them around the world, more than even have a Switch. So we figured that by giving you the opportunity to use a technology that's access to pretty much anyone, parents will be able to have more control over their children, and you won't have to buy a whole nother headset to accommodate your gaming needs. You can just plug it into your phone, whatever sort of headset you have, and get on to gaming. We have
That's pretty good.
He's not
man.
even done.
Dude.
Here at Nintendo, we're looking to have the best gaming experiences in the industry. And bringing this unique and innovative technology together with Nintendo's platform will make our social experience one that you won't forget.
That's awesome.
Killing it, dude.
That's pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I was like watching Reggie with the point, and the you know what I mean, and like he just brings out his little phone because he's gigantic. All right, so everything looks little.
That was so good, Eli. Man, you got a future in the industry if the whole political thing doesn't work out. That's pretty awesome.
You got a future in imitating Reggie, man.
You got a future in marketing us garbage.
Oh man, Matt, if I would have known what we were doing here, I would have tried to think of a challenge for you. I would have. My first imaginary idea would be for you to have to imitate the Smash announcer announcing your least favorite possible characters
Oh my
ever.
gosh.
I would have had to think of a list.
Mike, what's the worst possible Smash character? Besides Bayonetta, because I know you're going to say that.
Cooking
Rosalina and Luma. Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Cancer.
Not in the game.
Yo, I hate. Okay, that reminds me of how much I hate 2015, the year we have to include Rosalina in every game possible. Okay.
Hey, it's the year of Rosalina.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
right? Oh, it's your Luigi 2015? Okay, hold on. Rosalina is the best character in 3D World. Oh, she's top tier in Smash. Oh, let's add baby Rosalina with Rosalina in Mario Kart 8 because we need more Rosalina, bro. All right? That is like slap.
Are you just jealous that she's better at Mario Kart than you are?
No.
He's jealous because she's taller than him.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yo, I'm just gonna. Yo, why is her observatory not a cart though? On a real note.
He's annoyed because he got his ass kicked by a girl in Smash Brothers.
Rosalina's.
That was great, Matt. That was a good game. So I wish I would have known kind of what we were doing here, so I could have set something up for you. I can't think of a good character you'd have to do. If people don't know, Matt did a popular voiceover for a video series where he was imitating the Smash announcer.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of that as a game concept for him. But Matt, you'll have to put the link in the episode notes so people can hear you doing that. So.
For sure. And all right, so that'll end that segment. That and the funny moments at the end of the special part. I wasn't really sure what else to do, and our audience doesn't necessarily react on our platforms much, so I couldn't really get any other ideas. But if you didn't like him, then you should have pitched something better. So that's what you get.
100 episode. No, it's great, Matt.
All right,
Let's
what
are we talking about Arms next.
Yeah,
next.
so let's talk about what we've been actually playing and what you might have heard at the what you would have heard at the beginning of the podcast is Unoclay, Eli, and I playing Arms. And what you didn't hear is the hour and a half of me trying to set it up. Because it was a mess. I have the short of it is I don't have internet reception up in the farthest corner of the house because why would I?
Twitch sucks with internet, dude.
So let's
Twitch-
play a game. It's called Matt Learns How to Use a Switch and move it from one TV to another.
Man. Now we're hating on him right after that nice thing for us. No, we caught him on the fly. He's trying to set up his Switch with all his recording devices and get a stream going so we could record ourselves live, just audio of us fighting each other and making fun of each other. And it became a comedy hour of me and Eli basically just fighting in the lobby by ourselves, and Matt in the background going, "Damn it, darn it, shoot!" What the heck? So it was fun though. We had a late night gaming session the other night, drinking beers, and some of us not drinking beers, and some of us just
going
throwing and stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah, so what do you guys think of Arms after playing it for a bit?
Eli, you should talk, man. You haven't talked very much. What do you?
I thought it was interesting. I don't think it's worth $60 at this point. I'm interested to see what they add. But for me, fighting games, it's hard to justify a $60 purchase just because I'm generally a single player gamer, and Arms doesn't really have a single player. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Yeah. So, I buy games for their campaign mode, and just multiplayer isn't a huge draw for me. So in that way, it's not usually worth $60 for a game for me. That being said, I think it's really interesting. I definitely had like I would finish off a few rounds, and I would have a craving to go back and want to play more. And definitely did have one of those things where I'm like, all right, one more match. Like I got to beat this guy. I suck at the game, which is unfortunate. I did beat Clay, so
yeah, okay.
that's even more unfortunate for him. But no, but
wait till you edit, Matt.
Oh, I listened to it.
Oh man, yeah, we had some good matches. No, definitely, you were beating me overall by the end. He had some huge comebacks like that were like deep down. Got to battle your way back out. If for people who haven't played it, maybe you should explain the kind of like the party mode or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
like,
so I mean, the way it works if you're playing with friends online is that it'll just bump you into random types of modes. So Clay and I would go, jump into a basketball mode or jump into volleyball or and jump between fights and stuff. And I think what ended up happening is that like maybe you won one or two more traditional fights than me, but because I clobbered you in like volleyball and basketball, like I ended up winning on the aggregate.
Yeah.
But it was weird because so in order to access online play for ranked, you first have to make your way through level 4 difficulty of the story mode, which is not really a story mode. It's just 10 fights in a row. And I really struggled with the final boss. Like I probably lost 15 times against him. And I'm like, wow, I really suck at this game.
That's weird because I found the last boss like not all that hard. I think I beat him in maybe 1 or 2 tries, but like some of the fights along the way I had like a hard problem with. I don't know. It seems like 4 is maybe a lot tougher than I expected, or I'm just not that great at the game. Like I didn't really go into. I'm stupid. I didn't look at like their training, not videos, but their training slides or anything like that. I kind of just jumped in. And figured it out.
I did as well. But when I finally beat the boss and I went to a ranked play, I think I won 4 out of 5 people I faced.
Oh, wow.
So like I was on a roll, but then I came back the next day and played again, and it was like all the skill I had accrued over the previous day was gone, and I had to like restart from scratch, and I sucked again. And I don't know, maybe I was just playing against better people or people that had more practice by that point, since it was the second day instead of the first. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the game is fun. I got it for $38. I don't really mind, but it's not a game I would have liked to spend 60 on.
So I wanted to get you to clarify something. I didn't know that you were saying to unlock competitive. I haven't played online except for you guys, and we've done a bunch of that, so I haven't really needed to because, like, since it's new, we've all been playing it. But you're saying you have to beat level 4 in the campaign mode before you can unlock like general play.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I've already done the level 4, so neat. But that's good.
Yeah, you're good.
For listeners. So okay.
Yeah, it was so yeah, solid. I'm happy that Nintendo's experimenting with new things. I'm curious to see what the DLC will add. Fighting games, just in general, aren't my thing, other than when I'm playing Smash with friends locally. But literally, other than that, I don't really play any fighting games. So the fact that I'm kind of enjoying this is probably already better than as good as it's gonna get for me anyway.
Right on.
Yeah, I have the same feeling with the fighting games. Like they usually, I think I'm like just spoiled with Smash because all the other fighting games are just fight online, or you go through 10 CPUs and then that's pretty much it for content. And I'm like, well, I mean, maybe the core of it's fun, but there's not enough meat there for me to grab onto. And I know people say like, oh, well, you just play online for most of it. Well, I don't know. I guess I kind of want more than that, and also I suck, so I don't know how much I would play online.
You're saying
Splatoon, but
you're saying you suck, but you haven't moved off the motion controls yet. And that we were talking about this before the podcast. Matt is the only one of us that's playing motion controls.
Yeah,
and it makes it way harder. So you don't necessarily suck. We don't know how good you are yet, is what I would argue. So
I guess so, but I don't know. I feel like if I switch to a controller, then I might not like go back because some things will be like a lot easier, like grabbing or something like that. But I do find it a lot of fun to use like the motion controls. So I kind of want to see if I can like get decent at the motion controls. I'm probably not gonna categorize how good I am at motion controls based off of online, because that's probably going to be like mostly controller players anyway, so I'll probably just base it off of like the single player. But I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think it's fun using the motion controls, and it's pretty. I like the core game of it. There's something unique there.
Right. I mean, I think from what I'm hearing from you guys, like Eli really caught my ear when he said he found himself itching to play more, and that's how I felt. Like I at first, I can totally see the argument that first of all, 60 is maybe a little overpriced. I see that, but maybe it will be like Splatoon where they roll out more content over time.
Yeah, they said they are.
Oh, okay.
And might do some story stuff, but we're not sure about that yet.
Okay, yeah. See, that's
at least
good.
Characters in different glove types. They've stated.
I mean,
so.
I'd rather have more modes or more stuff to do. If I don't know what, I want them to tell me what I want to do in the game, because it's basically, 3D fighting game right now. And it's like the campaign mode, that would be stupid. Like we're like moving around in a game world. Like, no, it's a fighting game. I don't want to do, Sub-Zero video game here. It's not going to be fun. I can't imagine it being fun, but I think I'm the most positive about the game I'm sensing out of the three of us, because I'm really enjoying it. I think it's simplistic, but addictive, kind of like Eli was getting at. And even last night, a great example, Matt and I were playing, and I hadn't remembered how you earn arms, which you have to go to a little mini game and use the money you've earned in the playing matches to buy other weapons for your character, other arms, as it were. And I went out there, and I all of a sudden I had like 7 or 8 new arms. I was like, whoa, check this out. And we'd been done. We'd played for like an hour and a half. And I messaged Matt. I was like, hey, one more. And he didn't say no, which is key. He's like, why not? And jumps back in, and you got to get a taste of all my new weapons, like up in the face and the jaw and the body. But I don't know. It's got that Nintendo spark, is what I'd argue. It's a simplistic game. It's definitely not their best work, but I'd say for me, $45 would be priced right, if with tax, $45 American, and 50 would be probably what I'd expect for this. 50 would be a better price for this game. 60 is a little high. I paid 64 with tax, and yeah, it's a little short on content. But the online play really, keeps me coming back. I'm a sucker for that, and playing against other people, like my friends, really makes me like the game, So, Mike, how do you feel?
The real question is, you said you paid $64 for tax?
I mean, that's after.
I buy a game, it's 65, 31, 50 plus. Stupid New York.
Okay, I pay $66 for a game if I'm paying full price in Colorado. Let's all complain about our sales tax over here. Poor Matt's got a 15% sales tax over there.
Yeah, $72, and that's with the discount.
You guys have the mountain, all right? Mountains clearly raise the price of $1. That's what inflation is.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously.
Damn Rockies.
Yeah, right.
I don't even live in Vancouver anywhere there.
Right,
so anyway, Mike,
never gonna
you're
play
psyched about art.
No matter how much. Okay, I was getting pestered before, but me, the kindest guy on this podcast, I never say anything bad. And these 3 guys are like, yo, you gotta get arms, bro. And I was all like, nah, man, I don't need that trash. All right. And I'm like, I played it. I played that Splatoon Global Test Fire, whatever they call the arms one. Yeah. All right. And
Arms Test Punch.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever that is.
Shows what a Nintendo fan you are.
So I'm playing this with my young ass Joy-Cons, and they have this thing called HD motion. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that. So I'm like, ARMS seems like it was built to be used with this, and then it turns out to be complete ass with Joy-Cons. Okay, not just ass, complete ass. And I go, wow. The premise of this game was for it to, this Joy-Con kind of thing with a new type of fighter. I was like, A, the fights are slow and boring, and B, Joy-Cons are useless. I don't want this. And so what I did was I took the virtual data out of my Switch and I crumbled it up and I threw it in my physical garbage can. And people were more impressed by that than the entire Arms game.
Sorry, I asked.
And that's what I feel about Arms. Flip my table. All right.
So to be clear, you played the test punch wasn't your thing. That's what you're basically saying.
Yeah, that was kind of it. I mean, I still have the test punch on my Switch, and I'm like, I should try this with another human. And
You
I'm
can't.
like,
I don't think you can play it now. It's useless. It's just
It's like you have to go online, and I'm like, nobody's playing this online unless they're like freaking punks like me. You know?
No, I mean, just to clarify, Mike, it won't work. You can delete it. It was only live.
What?
Yeah. It was like a live beta.
Can I still do the demo though?
No.
No.
What?
It's only during specific times. That's why I rushed to get a Switch so I could try it and then see if I wanted it before I wasted my money or not.
Hey, Mike.
And you wasted your money.
I knew you
Mike,
didn't say that.
you should listen to this podcast I heard about, Just Another Castle podcast, where we give you all kinds of good information like this kind of stuff.
Right. So like they'll get 3 wrong opinions and then a right opinion, and then they'll be like, "Wow, that crazy Mike guy is not crazy." It turns out the other 3 guys are crazy, and Mike's always right.
Well,
Like,
you got to be on more here to prove us wrong then.
All right.
I can't. Look what happens. I leave for a while, and you guys are playing Arms, and swords, and like all this other shit. And I'm like, "The hell is wrong with you?" You're like, "Yo, let's buy indies." I'm like, my ears are bleeding. All right, like.
Oh, you're killing me. Well, so we're all giving it like kind of middling scores. I mean, like
You guys are all giving it 7 out of 10. I hear. And
yeah, I'd say that's where we are.
He's giving it 8 out of 10 with a solid Nintendo charm. There you go.
Yeah, that's good, Mike. You summarized it.
I know.
Done with Arms. There we go. Done. Stamped. We graded it.
There
It's
we
in
go.
the back.
Put it on the shelf, never touch it again.
We had a buddy of ours on the other week. We had Kylie Mail. Shout out to Kylie Mail. And Kylie, if you're listening, as you do, make sure you get in touch. We want to fight you, man, because we talked about it, and we got to get some Arms going. So
Yeah, we usually
anyone
play
else?
at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or like 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning.
Yeah,
Or at least that's when I play it.
Yeah, you guys should call it Fight Club, though. All right? You guys do
You
that.
should.
yeah, that's good.
All right,
Arms
so
Club.
let's move along. Eli, I will get back to you on one of the games, but I wanted to see if let Mike talk for a little bit. Mike, you've been gone. What have you been up to?
I don't want to hear Mike talk.
So I was like not playing games for X reason, bleeped out. Now, then I kind of got back into these video game things, and so I picked up this Gaia 5 Complete Edition for my Switch.
Huh.
I've always played this Gaia since like the original. Like I didn't play the original on PS2. I played it since the PSP, Afternoon of Darkness. Fun factoid: that game was also on the DS with a different name. It was like Gaia Midnight something. I don't know. Who cares? It's the only one that was on Nintendo. So like 15 years later, they finally put a new one. I've been playing that. It's more or less the same game as all of this Gaia. It's AKA a better Fire Emblem, and with people with a brain can play it. Like this is better than any SRPG could. So if you like Fire Emblem, then you probably like this, or you probably wouldn't because you're a pleb. So I think
Well, maybe they just don't they don't want to be weebs.
Yeah, that too. If you're a weeb, get this game. I do that has animated cutscene. You could go between English or Japanese anytime. They've always offered that. I know, the Switch is region free, but it's always been a this guy in this America kind of charm thing. Then I watched some E3 and didn't see Overwatch for Switch, and I cried a little bit inside. But I was like, man, they're gonna do it, man. I'm gonna have Overwatch on the go. But I had a feeling it wouldn't happen. Then I still haven't played Bomberman, even after all the new updates. Been waiting to play with my brother. I played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
For the
I saw him
GameCube.
like, why did you decide to stream this game of like
Yeah, it's a good
just
game,
chose
man.
out a
I'm not
random.
pretty good game. All right, I don't know why. That's a 3D platformer, right? Ukulele, take some notes. I can't. I really feel like I haven't really played anything else. Like I was like, I'm gonna beat Dragon Quest 8 or 7 on the 3DS, and I was like, Dragon Quest. And then I was like, I got Mario Sports Superstars for the 3DS, and then I just didn't play it because nobody wanted to play with me, and I'm like, you guys all suck. So I just haven't not played. I have like so many like Nintendo games I just haven't played. So it's more of like I just been playing like Overwatch and Disgaea, occasional Mario Kart, and then and some Persona 5. So that's more like I'm kind of getting back into the flow.
Cool. So the Disgaea sounds like some name, like some phrase an Italian American would say, like, "Hey, look at this guy, huh?"
Yeah, that's funny. I never thought about that.
Gosh.
Like
Yeah.
one thing that's cool about the complete edition is you get all the DLC, obviously. So like
Oh,
you get
cool.
everything that was released. So that's why it's the complete edition, and it's really cool because the DLC in these kind of games they are throwbacks to the old ones. So you get to recruit the heroes from the first, second, third, and fourth game, and they get their own you get to go fight them and have their own story, and then basically Disgaea 5 is way easier. I mean, Disgaea 5 complete is super easy because you can just get them right in the beginning. You know, the heroes from the other games, and then you're like, oh, okay. Like I have the heroes from the first two games. The first two I really like. I like them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's just like, okay. Like I'm having no challenge, between the first two chapters. I'm like kind of regretting that I got them so early, But the thing is, like, this game's really more about the grind. And I kind of am using it more of like, I'm just going to beat this game. I really want to experience the story because it's awesome. So I'm going to beat this game and I'm going to sell the game back as soon as possible, or just use it to fund
Good
my.
luck. This guy, yo, I'm gonna finish this 100-hour game real quick and then return it.
Yo, it's not 100 hours. It's 100 hours if you. Okay, I'd say I beat this guy at D2 in about 25 hours, but then it took me about 86 hours to get like the last
Gosh.
like 98% of the trophies. So it's just like some mix between there.
So it's
But
a
the thing
good
is
thing
that
Switch doesn't have
DLC
trophies then, because now you won't waste all that time.
Yeah, they left the trophies. Like you go pick them up, but I'm like, wait, I'm not tied to this. This is not going to be shown to anybody, so I don't have to waste my time getting all these
You're
trophies.
like, I can't brag with this.
Yeah, I was like, Switch doesn't have a trophy thing. Okay, I can just burn through the story like a casual, all right? And I can just freaking beat this game and either return it under the 30-day UCC for credit or just trade this shit back in.
So,
Bambooey, man.
so is Disgaea like a funny kind of game? Because I think I've heard some people say like the dialogue is funnier. I think I might have seen like a clip or two on YouTube or something. I want to try the demo. I haven't yet.
It has a lot of cutscenes. Like I said, it's not every cutscene is animated like an anime, but it's like there's a lot of dialogue between every character. And like the big famous thing everybody should know about it is like this is where the word dude came from, DOOD.
Yeah.
All right, the
With
penguins
Prinny,
say
right?
all the time. Yeah, they're not they're prinnies, but I'm just gonna say penguins because that's jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like it's just like stuff that'll make you like chuckle or like you know what I mean, like give you like a little like just like just like a little laugh. And I like that really a lot in this game because it's like it's kind of like it's very like the tones are very serious. I mean, it has to deal with like a lot of like like death and revenge and all that. But then it's just like you go to the castle and it's just like, oh man, I forgot who left his pizza box, and then it'll be like you throw one of the prinnies, they blow up because if you throw them, they die. Like they automatically die. Like they're all in hell. So it's like a no filter feed kind of thing. It's very like it's like not witty, but it's just like very like like all over the place kind of humor. So like if you just enjoy like kind of chaos kind of or whatever is going on, like you would enjoy the game. I think the game is simple enough for anybody to play, but it's actually way deeper than you would think it is. So that's why like if you're actually gonna 100% in like spend 100 hours of grinding and all that other stuff and like recruiting every character, there's like reincarnation. Like there's a lot of stuff behind the game, and they added even more in this game that like I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, they just added this, or like this is pretty new, but very smooth, easy game, like fun to play. Like it, I want to say it's like a very niche category, but at the same time, it's like I think I like it on handheld. I love these kind of games on handheld. So I didn't like Disgaea D2 on my PS3 as much as I liked Disgaea 1 and 2 on my PSP. That's because like I just think these games are better on the go.
Yeah, especially when you're gonna sink that much amount of time in it, you don't want to be limited to I gotta wait until I can use a TV.
Yeah,
or
when
this or that. You can
know
just
what I mean?
go.
Same
whenever.
thing with visual novels. Like I would never play Phoenix Wright on a console. Like I thought about it. Like I would never play like Phoenix Wright or Danganronpa on a console. It just I know Danganronpa 3 is coming out for PS4 and for Vita, and it's like I'm like, hey, this is the last Vita game I might ever buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. So Unoclay, Eli, you're reviewing Ever Oasis, and you seem pretty surprised by the game. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so I didn't really know what to expect by Ever Oasis, but I wasn't expecting like anything, I guess, particularly special. I think part of that's the fact that the 3DS has a lot of really good RPGs, a lot of turn-based good RPGs.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the kind of real-time or action RPGs, specifically, I'm thinking of holy crap, what's that one RPG that came like 2 years ago that was super underwhelming?
For what system?
The level 5 one for 3DS.
Shoot.
Not my bag of tricks there to know
I don't
that.
remember. Anyway, point is, I've been underwhelmed by these games on the 3DS in
Fantasy
the past.
Life. Sorry.
Fantasy Life.
There.
Yeah, that
Because you
game
did
was
play that as well.
very meh.
Hmm.
So I was like thinking, all right, I really hope this isn't going to be like Fantasy Life. Because the problem with Fantasy Life is it was like an MMO, but without all the MMO-y features because it was single player. And plus, the only way to do anything was to click A, and that was pretty much the action for anything.
Mm.
Want to cut down a tree? Press A. Want to fight an enemy? Press A. So I wrote whatever. This game, though, is like really good. I'm surprised. So first of all, it's not at all like what I expected. It's like half city builder, in the way that you're like trying to find residents to build up your oasis and build a large, like, which is pretty much a city. So you're trying to like recruit people to come to your oasis, so they'll like set up their shop, and then you get part of their revenue after they set up their shop. And the other half of the game, and then the other part of the game is like exploration. So there's like a main story, and you go and explore dungeons. You go and do quests for people. You find materials. When you find materials, you can restock the shops. So the cycle is you find materials, you restock the shops, then the shops sell the stuff, and then you get a cut of the profits. So it's like this nice cycle. And the thing I really appreciate it is like a lot of the side quests and stuff are fetch quests. It is like go out and get me 3 of this item or 5 of this item, but because it's not like, oh, just go out to this random place that you've been 100 times and defeat 50 of these enemies again. It's more like go and explore this cave you haven't been in before. It has this type of enemies, which will give you this type of item. And then I need that item. So it's more like encouraging you to explore more in parts of the map you hadn't been before, as opposed to you going out to the same field 100 times to kill 50 of the same enemy.
Huh, that's neat.
So, like, I'm almost done with the game. I think it's maybe, I don't know, 20 hours long for the base game is what I'm guessing. Maybe a little shorter. I don't know how much of post-game content there is, but I'm really pleasantly impressed because the cycle, like the reward cycle of going out, getting items, getting the money for it, completing quests, is just really fulfilling. And I found myself being like, all right, one more quest on this. And so I really enjoyed it. And the combat isn't like terrible either. There's 2 things that really stood out to me. First of all, the dungeons themselves have a lot of areas that are like item specific. And so what'll happen is you'll recruit these residents to your town, and different residents have different abilities. And you can only take 3 at a time into a dungeon. So you'll like find things and you're like, oh crap, I can't do that right now. I can come back with another character later and get past a store or get that or find that item. And the cool thing is you can teleport out of a dungeon at any time. You get like 1 teleport, and like once you set down a new one, the old one goes away. So essentially you're able to, like if at that moment you wanted to switch out your character and you're like, I don't want to wait to come back, you can go and leave the dungeon and switch out your character you need and come back to use the ability you need. So it's like Metroidvania in a way, but like not a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So
I really enjoyed that. And the combat itself is not just like button mashing. If you button mash, you'll die. There's like, it's surprisingly simple and at the same time surprisingly complex for how simple it is. You pretty much have 3 buttons. You've got 1 button, which is like a heavy attack, which takes a while to like build up and execute. Another one's like a fast attack, and the third one's like a dodge. So pretty much the strategy is like dodging and attacking, and making sure that your long attacks don't take too long because otherwise they'll have a chance to attack you.
Mhm.
So it's like surprisingly in depth for a 3DS action RPG. But yeah, I am very impressed by Ever Oasis. I was not expecting this. I mean, it's developed by Grezzo, which is known for a lot of the ports it's done on the 3DS. I don't know if they've actually released their own game on the 3DS yet. That wasn't a port. That's perhaps something worth looking into real quick.
Yeah, I'm googling, but
But
Street Pass
well-
Garden. Oh,
Okay, so-
Zelda Triforce Heroes they did.
okay, so, okay.
So Street Pass Garden and Zelda Triforce Heroes and some other.
So pretty
things.
much not any real games. I was very impressed. Okay, I'm just gonna say that is like I wasn't expecting this from Grezzo for what's considered, I guess, a second tier Nintendo studio. And I definitely like if you're looking for something to play on your 3DS, definitely recommend it.
Well, that's cool because I never would have expected much from this either. It seemed like just okay, here's another RPG or whatever on the 3DS, but yeah, that's good. That's cool. So you said you earn a lot of money when you build up your shops and whatnot. What do you actually do with your money then? Like, what would be the point of getting it cut?
So the money can be spent on, first of all, building the new shops, because whenever you are able to build a shop, it costs money to build. Second of all, you can spend it on items like better weapons, getting materials to build better weapons and stuff. Honestly, it ends up being to the point where money isn't a huge factor. I have like 5,000 lying around that I like don't need at this moment. But generally, it's for building new shops and for getting materials or for buying weapons.
Cool. Yeah, the vibe I got from this game when I first saw it was like Animal Crossing with swords. Because there's a lot of it.
It's cool. The dungeon design is pretty good. There's a lot of different types of abilities. It was like surprisingly deep.
Cool. Well, I'll have to try out the demo because there's that in Disgaea, and I think one other thing I haven't tried the demo for yet, but now I'll have to try it at some point sooner.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a demo. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Nintendo offers more demos now. So it used to be like, yeah, okay, we're waiting for like a big demo kind of thing. It expires. Like I like how the Switch offers demos. Like that's like a very underrated kind of feature or whatever, or new thing Nintendo has. It's like, hey, we have demos now. Like that's cool. My PS3 had demos, but at least you finally got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those consoles aren't even bothering with demos anymore now.
Yeah, but no, I mean like like years to give me a demo.
Yeah, that's great. Unoclay, I don't know if you played anything else other than ARMS.
I picked up a game Eli had talked about recently. Sorry I didn't comment on all the games you guys are talking about. They're not really my style of games, so I apologize for not chiming in with anything, but glad to hear there's good games. Eli had mentioned he played Mr. Shifty when it first came out for Switch, and I'm definitely, it kind of leads to a topic we'll probably be talking about for years. I find myself with Switch a real strong division in the way I want to play it. Like for the big AAA Nintendo produced games that I have so far, which are only ARMS and Zelda, to be fair, I don't want to play a game like that on the small screen. I'm sure it works okay, but the presentation is so vivid. Maybe I'm just a fanatic for a large screen, so I don't even have the desire, to be honest, to play Zelda on the little screen. And same I felt like with ARMS the other night. I was traveling. I was at my parents' house for a couple days visiting. Took the Switch with, naturally. Didn't take the dock on purpose. I was like, nope, I'm going to play it handheld and get a feel for it some more. Haven't done it as much as I should.
To interrupt for a second, that's interesting because I think you said you used to play games on the gamepad with the Wii U, which I actually like hated playing on there.
Yeah,
but now I'm kind of like interested in playing on like the Switch handheld, probably because the resolution is actually clear.
Zelda a lot, like when I'm lying down on the couch. I mean, granted I haven't touched Zelda in forever. I'm waiting for the DLC to drop. Maybe it'll get me back into it. But I was gonna say, I don't really find much of a difference between the two. Like that's the great thing I love about the Switch. It's like I'll have it docked and I'll just take it off and. No change at all. I enjoy playing Mario Kart more on the go. Maybe that's because I like Mario Kart 7 a lot. That's my favorite one. And just like I literally like what they promoted is exactly how I feel. Just like, hey, I'm playing it, and boom, I'm home. I'll dock it, or You know what? I won't even dock it sometimes. I'll lay down on the bed and I'll face the other way from the TV, and I'll just, you know what I mean, still play.
Totally. And I respect that. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. Just to clarify for listeners who might not have a Switch, it's a personal preference.
Yeah.
I am the kind of guy who, and Matt, yeah, it must be someone else you're remembering. I didn't do too much on the gamepad with the Wii U. In a pinch, I would. But and if you could have split the Wii U's like processing power and allowed it to run Netflix on the TV and then also play a game on the gamepad, I would have done that because my wife likes to watch Netflix, and then I would have probably sometimes been doing that. But since that's how we watch Netflix is the Wii U, it wasn't really feasible. But anyway, not important. I used it occasionally. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I like the
Nice.
gamepad. Like the gamepad on Wii U for like games where it's used intelligently a lot, like where there's a map that works well or inventory or whatever. No, but anyway, to the point, like I was a long way around that I picked up Mr. Shifty like only a day after I got ARMS because I wasn't home to play ARMS on the big screen, where maybe it's my eyesight. I mean, I have pretty good eyesight. It's just that I like a big screen when there's stuff I need to see quickly. And then I'm really finding myself attracted to playing the more indie, smaller game stuff on the go type situation because the resolution, the graphics aren't as intense typically. And so I was like, I don't think I'm feeling the ARMS thing here in this situation.
Oh, I get you. You only want to play the first party games on the big screen. I feel like that right now for probably with Mario, like Odyssey coming out. Like I know I'm gonna like force myself to never play it handheld. You know what I mean? Like that's the game I want to experience in full HD. But like I get what you're saying. Like these are the games Nintendo worked their ass for. They're the first party ones. Like they're everything what the Switch was made for. I'm playing this on the best possible way I can play it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, and it's a visual thing. Like, I mean, I don't have a huge TV. By standards of what I grew up with, I have a huge TV. It's like 48 inches is our main TV, which is like great. It's big. I'm the kind of guy that like if I could go bigger in my living room, I would. I'd have like a 50 some inch, or something like that, just because I like it. Maybe I just like the really surround sound effect of a really good game, but that's just, whatever, to each their own. But the point being, I picked up Mr. Shifty since I didn't really feel like playing ARMS. I really like it, and they've patched it. And I know the news story people had heard was that, there's some frame rate drag. And Eli had if I remember correctly, Eli, you said you didn't see it too much until like really heavy duty levels later in the game.
Yeah, later, maybe after the 2/3 way.
Right. Okay. I don't know how far I am. I mean, if the main map is the main map and it never alters, then I'm probably halfway through the game. It doesn't seem to be a hugely long game, but I really like it. It's a fun kind of high action game with a simple hook. For people who haven't looked at the videos, you're a little action character it's an action game with like stealth elements to it, but it's more like an action game. You're basically a top down, imagine original GTA top down type map game where you're running around and you can teleport a few feet at a time. And you're on you're kind of small map sneaking through a building, and there's dudes with guns everywhere. And basically you're jumping through walls and decking them. That's the game. Like you're like sneaking up on dudes using your teleport power and decking them, and then they'll see you and they'll start shooting and you have to teleport away. And you're kind of like, you're like the Flash or something like that. You're like zipping around the screen, like knocking dudes out when they're shooting the gun the wrong way. You're teleporting behind them, and it feels very superhero-ish. It's really fun. It's quick pick up and play. The levels are really short. You get like some levels are like 10 seconds once you get good at it. You like leap through the level, knock out all the guys, and jump through the exit, and you're gone. And then other ones are longer where you'll die a whole bunch of times, and there will be a trap. Like you'll teleport into a room and there'll be machine gun turrets aimed right at you, and you'll just get gunned down, the second you appear. And then you have to like figure out, I have to teleport behind these boxes, kill this guy, jump over there, kill the turret, whatever. It's really simplistic in some ways, but in the best way possible. You're like, and maybe there's new elements later in the game that I haven't discovered. Sometimes, I'm not spoiling anything, I don't think, you lose your powers in certain ways that limit you suddenly. So you're like, Superman with kryptonite now, and now you're like a lot less powerful. But I think it's worth it. It was $15. I'm sure it'll be on sale at some point if you're not sure about it. But if you're looking for a quick pick up and play. I haven't seen any of the lag that was reported so far in the game. It runs perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned, and I'm really enjoying it. So
Nice. So yeah, I recall they made a patch to Mr. Shifty at some point. It was sometime after it launched and after we talked about it, but I remember that popping up on some news article at some point. So they probably fixed it. I don't want to say that for sure, but I'm sure like most of its problems are good by now.
yeah, I would say I noticed nothing wrong with it. It's your standard indie game kind of graphics. It's nothing flashy, and it runs fine as far as I'm concerned. So
I was gonna say, Matt, have you looked into that Snake Pass game? It seems like
so I really want to play it. The problem is I have ARMS, and I'm probably going to play that for like a month to get like a good amount into it, and then like after that,
Splatoon.
maybe like 2 weeks later, Splatoon 2 comes out. That's going to be like another month, and then it's like then I might have time.
Are you never gonna take it on the go? Because I mean, you can only play Splatoon so much, and ARMS so much. Like, you know, when you want, like, because I was thinking, like, I thought that was more of like a Matt game the way I'm looking at it, because it seems really unique. Like, I want to pick up Cave Story because I never played on the 3DS, and I was like, well, you know, everybody says great things about it, and it's not even a full price game, you know. So I was thinking about picking it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you get? You already have Shovel Knight in your 3DS, so it's not like, you know, that's like the big digital games are like, you know, those two. So I was wondering what you were, if you were gonna pick that up, or and I was gonna ask you guys all think like if I didn't play Cave Story in the 3DS, you think I should give it a shot now on the Switch? Or?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny you say that, Mike, about Matt, because he actually had talked to me about that, wanting that, and it was funny because I put Matt off because I was like, that is not my kind of game at all. Like,
yeah, I know Matt, man, and I'm like, this is a game Matt would be like, what is this about? I want to play it.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's just like a poor timing problem. It's like, well, by the time I have free time to have it, it's like, I won't have time. And I don't really like travel.
Game.
I don't really like travel or anything, and like where I'm working right now is like it's so close that I wouldn't even actually be able to play it. So yeah, I'll just wait until like maybe after I'm done with ARMS or something.
No worries, bro. No worries.
I did play Plague Knight, so I'll be quick. I thought about getting it on Switch, and I'm like, well, I have it for free on Wii U. Let me try it. If I like it, then maybe I'll buy it on Switch or something, because it's only like $12. It's pretty cheap. And then I just end up like, I'm like, okay, I'll just play through the whole game now, because I've gotten like the levels are pretty quick. And Specter Knight, I think it said Plague Knight. Specter Knight is a lot shorter than Plague Knight. So maybe I did some extra stuff in Plague Knight, but that actually took longer for me to beat than Shovel Knight. It was like Shovel Knight's 10 hours, Plague Knight, I think I spent 17, and then Specter is like 4 to 6 or something, because with Specter Knight, it's only the boss levels. There's no in-between levels. There's no anything else. There's extra collectibles and levels, but there's no other extra levels. It's just the boss mode. And they do have some like little sections, like cutscene sort of levels to provide some backstory, and that's kind of neat, but it's very short, so I'm like, I didn't know it wasn't going to include that, but by the time I beat it, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't like buy it. It's but I mean, if you like Shovel Knight and you haven't played Shovel Knight, just buy like I don't know, they don't call it a season pass, but it's like a $30 thing where you get all of the content. I think Plague Knight's really good, Shovel Knight's really good, Specter Knight is, I think, like a cool bonus, and there's still like King Knight left, so they definitely have value there.
Neat. When does it come out for the 3DS? Like, when did we get this? Like,
it already came out when the Wii U came out, Wii U version.
Wait, I'm getting confused. So there's the original, which is the second one.
The second one is Plague Knight. It's where you throw bombs.
That's the one I have.
Yeah.
But then how come when I turned on my
Specter Knight? It's Plague Knight came out first, then Specter Knight.
Yeah, that's what I said.
How come when I went on my 3DS the last couple days and I was even playing Shovel Knight, it's not there?
When you start a new game, you can select the character.
I swear it's not there. I'll have to go look at it. Like, it's like, and I mean, I have my 3DS.
When did you buy Shovel Knight, I guess?
Ages ago.
Oh, okay, so you'd be opted into the free stuff.
Yeah. ages ago. Like,
Okay. I don't know. I know the icon. Like, if the icon looks different and it shows like the 3 characters or whatever, then you should have it. Yeah, it says the 3DS version is out now, so maybe you just have to you shouldn't have to manually update it, but maybe just I don't know. You should just be able to go new game and then like select between the different portraits.
I can't wait because I love Shovel Knight and I finished Specter Knight and I've finished almost all the challenges, like the side challenges in the game, just when I'm walking around on the train or something. But
yeah.
I was gonna. I got a question actually because this issue happened to me like the last time I was on the podcast way back when. Eli, I don't know if you know the answer, but remember how I was talking about the My Nintendo Rewards coins, even you, Clay, and I was like I couldn't claim any for Mario Kart 8 because it was digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you just had to go and register it, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it did. Like, I bought this guy a 5, physical, so it worked out fine. But like to this day, I still can't claim anything. Like, is it only for digital? Because like that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like, because I know they give more for their
Wait, no, you should be able to register physical too. I forgot how you do it though.
I did. I actually did register physical.
No, I can't do digital. I'm saying I can do.
It should be automatic with digital.
Yeah.
Like when you buy it, it should add it.
Like I'm pulling out my Switch right now. Like I never claimed. Like I claimed for Disgaea. Obviously, what you do is you hit start right above the game, and all you do is go to the My Nintendo Rewards program. It says earn points.
Yeah.
And then when I look at it, it says game card version only. You know what I mean? And I'm like, but this is Mario Kart 8. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's bullshit, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing I've been upset about Nintendo. I was like, come on, I get it. Like if I'm buying a second party, third party game, but like I bought Mario Kart 8 digital because I'm like I like this game digital. I like to have it on the go and pull it out with friends. And it's like I don't get rewarded, even though the rewards program blows ass now. It's like still like you still want it,
Yeah.
It just sucks. I don't know. I mean, I guess like I guess they'll fix it sometime, or they never will. But I really kind of makes it show like, oh, we shouldn't buy digital. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of like it turns off buying digital from Nintendo first party games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think we're gonna have to move on to some news. I'll skip the announcements. There wasn't really much there anyway.
News. Yeah. We don't have any good news jingle.
Yeah,
time.
Unfortunately.
News.
So apparently the 3DS is basically the new Game Boy. They said they're going to support it even beyond 2018, which is kind of ridiculous. At this point, it's been supported as long as the DS, even though it only has like a third of the DS's install base. It's like DS is like upwards to 150 million, and like 3DS is like somewhere between 40 and 60 or something like that. So
I think it's at 80 actually now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy that they're still supporting it. I guess it's still making money, so why not? But yeah, I never thought the 3DS would be lasting this long.
Neither did I, man. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, I like it, though. Like, we've talked about this a lot, but I'm a huge fan of this idea that 3DS lives. Like, I make me a t-shirt, 3DS lives, just with, like, games jumping out of it. Because I'm like,
lives.
I'm just not taking my Switch on the train. It's too big. I don't want to carry a whole man purse.
Yo, Clay, everybody I know carries their Switch everywhere now.
That's fine.
Bro, once you get a case, even one of the cases at GameStop does a nice thing. Like, they have their own Shikai case. And my friend bought it, and you know what it came with? Something you'd probably like. It came with rubber guards for the Joy-Cons and, like, protective nubs for each thing.
Sure.
It came with his case. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, like, Clay never takes it out. This might be the right little bundle.
I got a case. I got my Zelda limited edition man purse, case. Like,
yeah, dude, that thing's amazing, man. I carry my Switch.
It's still too big. Like, I got I like ride my bike a lot of places, or I ride the train, and I already carry a man purse, like a giant shoulder bag.
You don't have a backpack, dude? Like, just
I do, but I prefer my shoulder bag. But anyway, it's pointless. I mean, that case, my carrying case takes up like half my shoulder bag. That's too much. I want to fit it in my pocket. Like, I don't hate the Switch for being big. I love it for being big, but it's not. Hey, maybe I'll come around. In a year I'll probably be like we called it the golden goose. I'll be carrying that golden goose everywhere. But
golden goose though.
it's not even about that right now. It's really the size, like where I'm like, I can't put this in my pocket, you know, like, and my 3DS I can, so I still take it everywhere.
Barely.
Like you know, so I'm glad. I'm looking forward to the Metroid game for it. I'm looking forward to anything they want to throw out that's decent for it on the eShop. I'm keeping my 3DS alive for sure. You know, I'm glad. Like, wasn't there just numbers today, Matt released that like more than half their income. I saw,
Yes.
I forget what feed I saw it come from. It was like, but half their income.
More than half their income comes from 3DS.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay, well,
It's
that
always-
explains it.
3DS numbers are insanely high.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, why not? You know, like I'm a big fan of that. I'm like, it's getting a little stale with the games that I in my like wish list in my 3DS. Like when I go in the eShop. So I'm kind of psyched, you know, that I'm like, no, anything they can throw at it that keeps it alive for me. Cause like I've played a lot of games on that system. You know, I have like 3 screens full of like downloaded titles, and I have like easily 30 physical games for it, like in my game library. So, you know, I've played a lot of what's out there for it. So, you know, it's a new Game Boy. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, at least it doesn't look like it's getting games that the Switch should be getting. So there's that. It's not like, oh, well, this should have been on Switch. It's like, nah, this is fine on the 3DS, like the Metroid game or like the Mario remake or whatever. But moving on, this is just a little funny thing. Apparently, so Minecraft is coming for Switch. And with Minecraft, at least on every platform except for Sony's because they hate you, they're going to have crossplay. So, you know, Switch owners can play with Xbox One owners and mobile users and blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty cool. And to get this all working, you'll have to log into Xbox Live. And that even includes the Switch. So you're going to play Minecraft and you're going to have to log into Xbox Live. It's just really weird. It's like, hey, to use this one company's service, you have to use another company's service. That's the direct competitor.
Frickin' Nintendo.
Let's get achievements. Microsoft said they might put achievements on Minecraft.
Yo, man,
What?
now I
That's
definitely need
so gosh.
Minecraft. Yo, F Minecraft. On a side
Don't,
note,
Mike. You'll die.
Yo, I will go on tangent, but yo, Billy got Minecraft for Switch, and like I like the Mario World thing, but then I forgot it's just regular Minecraft. I thought it was like maybe they'll add a Mario thing to it, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just Minecraft. Like Minecraft is cool. I mean, it's definitely a cool idea having it on the go because it's just like you want to kill time or something, you can just do whatever that game is. I don't know what it is, but I'm not 10. I don't like Minecraft, man. Freaking stupid. All right.
I regret that purchase.
Yo, Clay, you're gonna get Sonic Mania, all right, and be like, yo, Sega does and Nintendo don't.
I actually think it looks like good. Like after we were talking about it a few weeks ago, and I wasn't aware of it because like when I hear Sonic, what I think it looks cool. I'm I'm tentatively positive on it. It's I'd rather have
No, you just never heard of it? Yo, I had it pre-ordered. I looked on my Amazon thing. I had it pre-ordered September 24th, 2016. It's still in my pre-orders.
I have to be honest, when I hear the name Sonic, I tune out because like it's just been bad for so long, and I'm not the world's biggest original Sonic fan. Like I've played them, I own them all. I don't find them that fun anymore.
How dare you?
You know, I know it's heresy. It's just not my series. I'm not hating. It's just not my series. Like really, like we've talked about it before, but Matt or Eli drew my attention to the trailer one week because I just literally tune out when I hear Sonic these days. I just don't even listen. And I liked it. Here's the funny story of the week. I was visiting with my brother who's got 2 little kids. They're like 3 and 6. And I want to report some good news from the field, guys, for the state of Nintendo in the future. The IP for Nintendo is still strong with the little ones because like they're sitting there on the couch. They're too little to play games. They mostly just want to watch someone else play a game. And they know who Mario is because my little nephew, who's 3, who can barely talk, was like saying something to his mom. And she's like, oh, he wants me to put on the trailer where Mario rides a dinosaur. And I knew what she meant right away. I was like, do you mean like a new video where he possesses a T-Rex? And she's like, yeah, he just wants to watch it again and again and again. And I was cracking up. I was like, that's really funny. That's like a brand new Nintendo video. And right after it, that same Sonic trailer came on, and they were like mesmerized. They were just like staring at it. And I'm like, hey guys, I was like, you know, Sonic's got attitude, right? So for the rest of the day, my niece and nephew are going like, hey, Uncle Clay, Sonic's got attitude. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I told you that.
Yeah, I had kids that bothered me today when they were looking at me my Switch. I mean, I hate them with a passion. I'm like, don't touch them. And they're like getting real close, and I'm like, back up. I'm like, I hate kids, dude. And you're dirty, and
you're like, back off! I got a knife. I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, I was like, don't touch my Switch. Oh, this. And then the worst part was, I almost laughed because then like their mom came over and was like, oh, he's got a 3DS and he loves Mario. I was like, all right, that's good. Keep supporting that. I'm thinking in my head. And he's like, oh, he's really good. Definitely could beat you. I was like, you're talking to the wrong person. Like, and I will like legitimately embarrass your kid right now.
He's gonna beat
like,
you.
You're literally talking to the worst person to say that to.
You're like, I will make your child cry. Don't even.
Like, yeah, I was like, please,
so
I'll play with my feet. And I will destroy his soul, all right? Like, shit.
That's funny. That's pretty fun. I love it. I love that you got that experience. I'm not a big fan of little kids. I have that problem on my porch. If I sit on my porch and play my 3DS, they used to all want to come and look at it.
Yeah, like, dude. It's like, I'm playing a handheld. Like, look, it's a little bit different when I'm on a TV. Like, you're crowding my freaking eyes. And, like, in their head, they're blocking the screen. And I'm like...
Get out of here. Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, so anyhow, we derailed as usual, but hey, it's a podcast. What's it for?
Exactly.
So everyone's going to be like, yeah, we're an F kids, man. I'll be like, I know, dude. You preaching to the choir.
So Sonic.
Trust
so we
me.
talked
So,
Sonic.
I guess I'll add one thing about children. I have 5 nieces and nephews, and at least one or maybe a few of them will like touch the TV or stuff, or I'm always worried like, oh, geez, they're gonna like do something to my games. And I have a Switch. I have the Switch there, and I'm like, oh, geez, it's like in this dock thing. They might knock it over, whatever. I have a screen protector on it, thankfully. But I'm like, can you just tell me when my nieces and nephews are coming over so I can like shove this in my room so they don't like accidentally manhandle it because I don't want this thing broken.
For sure. That's fair, man. That's fair. Like I couldn't handle it. I would stress out if I had like little kids in my house all the time. I'd be like, oh my God, they're going to touch all these museum pieces. You can't touch that, dude. You don't know how much that costs. Like, get your hands off there.
Yo, okay, here's a fun factoid. Nintendo Switch can survive a fall from up to 1,000 feet.
Right?
Oh my
right.
gosh.
I saw that video.
I'm going to get a scratch on a spot that I won't forget.
I cringe. I'm like, dude, this guy bought it just to throw it and try to break it.
Yeah.
Like, you bastard. You know what I mean?
But here's the funny thing that you say about that. My cat, I had like the Wii in this TV entertainment hub center thing or whatever. And I had my Wii there, and my cat was dumb and weird and liked to go behind the TV and like sit in between the Wii and like something else because it'd be warm from running. And at one point she like pushed it and knocked it and like chipped a bit of the side of it. I'm like,
oh, shit.
Dumb cat. So I'm like thinking of that. I'm like, sure, it'll survive like 1,000-foot fall, but if this kid like pushes it over like, I don't know, a couple of inches, I'm probably going to get a scratch on somewhere that I can't repair or can't just put a new screen cover over. I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
I'm just moving it.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yo, I'm
just bad. What are you talking about? What?
Kids.
We're talking about how you're
crap.
going to be day one purchaser of Mario Mario versus Rabbids.
I am actually. I will be a day one purchaser of Mario Rabbids.
I mean, I will be too because I'm Nintendo's like scum. But it's just like I'm weirdly like not excited, but I'm like, shit, I'm buying this a second it comes out. I don't know. I don't know how Nintendo did this to me, but it's like Mario. Here you go, buddy. All right. Here's a solid full price game from me, and there you go. It's like it could be terrible. I think it doesn't look entertaining. I'm like, it's got Mario, man. I really don't care. It's gonna be the best.
All right, so we should probably be moving on. There's only two other things. So one thing that people thought about when this Hey Pikmin game that was just called Pikmin 3DS was announced was this the game that Miyamoto was talking about when he said, oh, they're working on a new Pikmin or whatever? We can confirm today that's not the case. In some interview, he was saying, he was talking about Pikmin 4 is still progressing, which basically means that, the 3DS Pikmin is its own separate thing, and Pikmin 4 is actually a thing, and obviously going to be on Switch. I wouldn't see why it'd be on 3DS, but just interesting thing to put out that Pikmin 4 is real. And it's not the 3DS game, which is good because that looks dumb and it's not a real Pikmin game. So good
Excuse
for...
me, are you insulting Pikmin 3DS? Because I'd like to have a word with you.
And what is that? That it deserves to be on mobile?
As a staunch Pikmin supporter and fanboy,
Yep.
I'm going to stand up for every Pikmin game, period.
You sound like Flea there.
I love Pikmin, man. Not this new one from what I'm hearing, but whatever. So
It looks like Chibi Robo, the 3DS one.
It looks like Kirby Mass Attack, which was basically a Pikmin
but
game.
Kirby Mass Attack was actually good.
Well, the funny thing is that was basically like a side-scrolling Pikmin game, and then this is an actual one. But I guess we'll see who did it better or more interesting.
Kirby Mass Attack is good though.
It is. It was fun. I don't know about this. It looks not worth spending the money on. Anyway, so...
Yeah, I gotta... Go ahead, sorry, man.
Oh. So you want to talk about this system update, Unoclay?
Oh, yeah. That was the big news of the week. I felt like when I thought about this week in review for, Nintendo news, it was, the big one. If you guys didn't see the big difference on your Switch, it was like a mega bomb. I logged in one night and I knew something had changed big time because I had 7 friend requests and I was like, what's going on? What happened? And my first thought comically was maybe one of our podcasts went viral and my Switch ID got picked up somehow from linking to that or linking to my Twitter handle where I have it posted in my profile. And I was like, why am I getting friend requests out of nowhere? People I know, but haven't talked to in ages are hitting me up. And that is the number one thing. I mean, there's a lot of other things that came in the system update that we can list off people if you think we should for people. There's articles all over kind of charting out what changed. But the big one is the obvious thing is that anybody you've linked on the on the mobile app or in your 3DS or in your Wii U, if you have a friend, you can now friend them directly. You don't have to jump through any hoops. You don't have to message them. You don't have to do anything weird. You just have to send a friend request. You go into the settings and you go into the friends area on your Switch and you look at recommendations and it'll just have per device. You can scroll through all the friends you had on 3DS, scroll through all your friends you had on Wii U. They're on separate tabs, just be advised. So, and if you've done your whole Miitomo, whatever, or your Mario Run, apps, all that stuff, and friended people in there, they'll be in there too. So by 24 hours, I suddenly had 50 friends on my Switch, and I haven't even looked at it today. And I sent out a pile of friend requests to the people who probably hadn't realized it yet that you could do this. So I'm gonna log in there in a little while. I'll probably see stacks, just stacks of new requests accepted. So I'm psyched because right now we're gearing up with we got Mario Kart Live now. We got ARMS. And when I looked at my list last night, it was 10 people playing ARMS. And I was like, see, this is what's good about it. This is now these are all joinable people. And the other big system update is I think did it do it before where it did the kind of Steam notification on your screen?
No,
when a
friend, or not apparently. Yeah. But yeah, you'll have a little pop-up at the top left that says hey, this person came online.
Yeah, it'll say Eli just came online, Matt just came online. And I've always found that really distracting when I play Steam at friends' houses. And I'm sure I'll get used to it. I can see myself turning it off during really intense gaming sessions like Smash or something like that because it's really, I feel there's a certain flow interruption when you see that notification popping up and you're trying to play a game. But yeah, for now I'm going to try and get used to it because it's it draws my eye away from the game and I'm oh cool, Matt's here or whatever. And I'm wait, I'm playing a game. I don't really care about that right now. But it's modern. The modern world, has entered your Switch. You're wow, look at that. You can see who's playing live. You don't have to look at a notification. You don't have to leave the game to see new people joining online right now. So that was a big one. And there's other features. You can Google it easily, in the system update. But it was definitely a massive update to your system, and different things changed about it.
Yeah. It was funny when I talked about it a month ago. I'm yeah, some of these things should already be here 3 months later. Apparently, I spoke too soon. I should have got my Switch 4 months later because now that they added some of these features. So, but I mean, it's here, so it's good that it's there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that, I think.
Indeed.
All right, and the last thing,
it made my night. Like I can say that it made my night. It was like wow, look at my system like working right. You know, they changed some stuff with the way you like sync your controllers. New icons. I don't even know. You can change your volume from quick settings. Different stuff.
Yeah, you
like
can
there's a whole
change
bunch
like the headset volume, I think, as well, like the max volume. So if it was not good, you can like fix that, which is something I wouldn't even think about before. But that's kinda cool.
You know what a big one for some people will be a big one. You know how some televisions, it's been reported, have like a problem when you dock it, it'll like change the input or it'll turn the TV on or off or something.
Yeah,
it was like an interface problem. The way the switch like takes over your TV when you dock it, they fixed it so that it doesn't do that to certain TVs. So if you have a TV that was like having some weird interface input problems when you dock your Switch, hopefully it's fixed now. I don't really understand what it is. My TV doesn't do it, but I've heard about it. So, yeah, big. It was a big update though. So
cool. And then the last thing I want to talk about this week is so during E3, a new Monster Hunter game was announced. It wasn't for the Switch. It's called Monster Hunter World, and Capcom, despite some fans thinking it's a spin-off, Capcom came out and said, no, this is like a direct sequel. It's what you would call Monster Hunter 5. They just didn't want to use 5. They, whatever, reboot kind of stuff, and they just didn't want people to look at it and be like, I have to play the other entries, that kind of shtick. But so the interesting thing I thought about this is Monster Hunter is usually only on one console at a time. So let's say like the PS2 or the PSP, and then the 3DS, and then they had some Wii U versions as well. It's usually stick to like one system, or exclusive, I guess you would say. But now that it's coming on, like every Monster Hunter World is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC apparently sometime later. How do you think this will, I guess, affect the Switch? Because before this announcement, we all thought, Nintendo has the exclusive to Monster Hunter. This is going to do well for them. And now we don't even know if the Switch is going to get Monster Hunter Double Cross released in the West. They haven't even confirmed that. It's just for Japan. So I'm just wondering what you guys thought about this. Basically, they've lost exclusivity, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it wasn't going to have it.
Not good. It's not good.
Well, I heard rumors that that Sony paid for that to happen.
How though? Because it's on like Xbox.
Yeah, no, they just
PC.
paid for not to be on Nintendo.
I don't.
Weird.
That sounds conspiratorial. Like I
It
don't.
does. It
It
sounds
does.
like how would you?
That's why I call it a heavy rumor.
Okay.
However, Sony doesn't really care because it just needs to win in Japan. You know,
Yeah.
they don't care whether it's on Microsoft system in the West.
Well, yeah, that's not gonna matter.
Yeah, I don't. It's not good because I have 2 or 3 close gaming friends who are Monster Hunter nuts, and I'm not
Besides
counting
Flea? Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I'm not. I can beat you to it. I'm not counting Flea. Like I'm counting like people I'm close with in real life, physical real life, whatever you want to call it, and
Physically, 2 feet away from him right now.
So Flea, to
geographically,
become that third person, you're gonna have to rub your legs against Unoclay.
geographically proximate, rubbing your legs against me. But no, I mean, one of my best gaming friends probably played. He lost track. I know he would make a face when I'd say, "So you played any Monster Hunter lately?" And he'd be like, "Dude, I'm at like 700 hours."
He's like, I haven't stopped. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was like the biggest nut I've ever seen. He went down the hole for Monster Hunter 4 and just couldn't come back out of it. He was like on like the highest echelon of fighting, where he said it was hard to find anybody online that could like match his quest ability. You know, that he's just like, it's just out of control, the level I'm playing at. I have to go on message boards and find people that can do the quests I'm trying to do. But yeah, like that, and people like that are such nuts for that game that like I was a big blow when I heard that. I was like, man, I played Try. It was great. Maybe I'll get back into a new one someday, but 4 was so similar to Try that I didn't really get into it. And I was like, it's fine. It's a good game. Just same game again. So I don't know. Not good. I wish it was coming to Switch. Maybe it will. Do we know, or is it just like right now no news at all? It's like there's no news, right?
No, they've said all the other platforms. I guess they didn't technically say no Switch outright, but I mean, like, once you announce platforms, it's pretty much like that's what it's coming to.
It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yeah, not good. I don't know what to say about beyond that, man.
I mean,
Nintendo should have paid more than whatever Sony did. Whatever it costs to secure. No, I'm serious because like that thing, Monster Hunter is the reason the 3DS like got its boost in Japan. Remember, for a while, 3DS was only doing not that great. It was doing okay, and then Monster Hunter came out, and that was like,
yeah,
gave it quite the boost.
Monster Hunter out in Japan for the Switch, though.
I don't know when, but it is the Double Cross or whatever's coming out at some
That's
point.
where all the big money is, so we're still good. I mean, all the U.S. guys could just import it as well, so it's not too big of a deal like it would be. Obviously, Japan's the #1 Monster Hunter place ever, so it's still out in August for Japan, and then like we could just import it. Yeah, you can't read the menus and all that. You have to wait probably for Game Pack, but it's not like it's completely out.
It's unfortunate. It's not a good thing. I would wonder if it's like not as much like who paid who how much, but like, the Capcom making a decision of like where they think they could maybe get more players, and maybe feeling like, well, they've really, really done the Nintendo thing for a while, and the business decision being, there's a whole army of people out there who don't own Nintendo, don't own Nintendo systems. Maybe we should test the waters with this next one because we've really, tapped that market over at Nintendo. It's time to go somewhere else and see what kind of money we can make. Yeah. Sadly, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I wonder if this is also because people bringing up like Capcom's financials aren't great, which is like the main draw is they show Marvel vs. Capcom 3 versus Infinite, where it has like half or a third of the characters and like the models aren't as good and whatnot. So maybe their idea was, well, we need more money, let's put on everything. Or maybe there's probably also a vision aspect to it as well, but I wonder if that's why they're no longer going exclusive. I mean, it'd be good that more people can play it, obviously, but as far as like selling the Switch goes, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
But maybe that will make the importance of Monster Hunter like not as important because it's not exclusive anymore. I mean, obviously it's not really on the Switch, but Monster Hunter was such, I think, an important driving force for, a system because it was this popular game that you could only get on one console ever, like basically Pokemon. But maybe with it being on everything, it won't have.
No,
I mean,
in
I'm
Japan,
sure it'll have
like,
a big.
where it matters.
I don't know.
Where it matters, it's pretty much a PlayStation exclusive because Xbox doesn't exist in Japan.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big loss for Nintendo. It's a big deal. The Switch has a ton of momentum right now in Japan. It's sold out everywhere. It's still selling about 30,000 a week, even though it is selling out everywhere. And this is definitely a big loss for Nintendo. The whole country stops on days when Dragon Quest or Monster Hunter launches. Like kids stay home from school, and the game would sell literally 3-4 million units, in the equal number of systems.
Yeah, that's my impression too. It's like it's just such a big deal. It would be like if Japan, I can't even think. Yeah, I don't know. It would be it's a big defection. It's a sad thing. I don't know what to read into it since we don't have any news. So we should probably not speculate any more than we already have. Other than maybe it'll come to Switch eventually. Maybe this isn't a permanent thing. Like Capcom doesn't bring some of its biggest series to Nintendo, and maybe it was a business decision in that we have this division for Nintendo that it costs a ton of money for us to just keep a division of our company running to make a couple games for Nintendo, whereas we make some of our biggest other titles for other systems. We got to consolidate, and bring it together under one roof. And which way are we going to go? Are we going to go all Nintendo, or are we going to go all the other consoles? And that could be the decision here, which doesn't make doesn't make any of us happy. You know, it's not great, but you know, maybe it'll change eventually. Matt, you got to give us a better news item to end on. This is
gosh. There's a rabbit.
How about this?
What?
The Switch still isn't dead, like the Wii U is.
Switch is doing good. Switch is doing good.
How
It's
much
not
is keep talking, I'm gonna check Switch sales, blah blah blah. Oh well, maybe I should be more specific.
Okay, so now wants me to act as a distraction. Now, in order to do that, we should turn on our video chat because my face is such an incredible distraction.
No.
We can take a solid 15 minutes.
No, we need to use our Nintendo voice chat because it's clearly a very easy and well.
Did you guys see Jose's leaving?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
it's crazy.
Nintendo's leaving IGN. I just saw that, man. Like, how bad? How? It's like, and he's going to Nintendo, So it's another. They got to get like a non-compete clause going at IGN. Like,
Yeah,
IGN.
'cause Nintendo's poaching all their people.
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, you've got to and it always happens after E3. I'm positive both Audrey and Rich got poached after E3. I'm like, this doesn't take much brains to figure out what's happening. You guys are meeting with Nintendo reps at E3. And you're having drinks late at night, and someone's saying, "Hey, man, I could make you an offer. You could come work over here." And they're saying, "You're offering me my dream job. Thank you. I will." You know, like it's.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pear's always great about it. It sounds like he always he knows this is going to happen. You know, it's just assumed. And
What
it
job
sounds
did he take with Nintendo? Or no info or details?
What are you saying, Mike? I can't understand you.
What job did he take? Like what?
we don't know yet.
I don't know. It doesn't say. He posted on Twitter. He said it's his dream job or something like that. You know, which I can't imagine what that is. Like being a Mario playtester. I don't know. You know, it's like what but crazy, right?
Can I just be the one that sits in the Japanese office and says what isn't going to work in America?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's interesting you bring that up because I think about that stuff a lot, and I think these people that come from the outside, say what you will about game journalists, not really being journalists, just being game kind of commentators or whatever. You know, don't want to hit too close to home there, Eli. You do good write-ups. But they come in with that knowledge of like Nintendo, you got to get with the times, and we're actually seeing Nintendo making a big push lately. You know, with changes that are happening, with the kind of games they're releasing, with the the kind of
They're
system.
going very slow.
They're slow. But I mean, that's because you're bringing in people from the outside that like a big behemoth Japanese 100-year-old company doesn't want to change very quick. But they are, maybe they're taking the feedback, like there's.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the thing is, one of the big things I always like to point out is that in any company structure, the CEO is above the president. So Reggie Fils-Aimé is the president of Nintendo of America. But the CEO is Iwata, and before Iwata, it was another Japanese dude. Essentially, Reggie doesn't have any power, despite the fact that he's the face of the company. And this is something I need to remind people. It's like, Reggie probably knows what's going on, but he can't do anything about it.
Right, he can't change it. Right, absolutely. Like, that's very true. It's like, you're the guy in America that listens to the Japanese boss, and that's just the way it is. Like, it's the company you chose to work for, and you can give feedback. And you can push back, and you can say, "Let's do this differently," and.
Oh my god! Did I say it was Iwata? Oh my gosh, poor guy. I meant, of course, Kimishima.
Well,
and
you were right.
Before Iwata, it was another dude, is what I meant. And then that guy, I think, moved back to Japan. He got a promotion and went back to Japan. So he's the CEO of Nintendo of America. Got a promotion, went to work in Japan.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Jeez, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, that's a good. Well, we kind of a positive note there, Matt. You didn't. I take it there's no good news we can talk about. Like,
Eli was just going to say the Wii U is dead, and I was going to say the Switch is probably. I was going to look up Switch sales. I couldn't find them, but it's probably going to outsell the Wii U's lifetime sales like just after a year. Being in the market.
It depends. So here's the thing.
I couldn't find actual concrete details. So I'm sure.
If you'll allow me real quick to go on a little tangent here. Okay. So it looks like the Switch right now is probably going to sell maybe 10 million units in its first year. The Wii U sold 3 in its first year and 13 million total. So from what it looks like, if at that rate it would sell, then a little bit like 16 months maybe, you'd see the Switch surpassing the Wii U sales. However, I think the first year sales is a very bad indicator of future success. From what I'm seeing right now, the vast majority of people that are buying a Switch are those that already bought a Wii U. It seems like the adoption rate is speeding up. And for example, we ran a poll on Nintendo enthusiasts. Now, obviously, these are Nintendo enthusiasts that follow our channel or our Twitter page. But we had 600 votes, which is a pretty large sample. Now, obviously, this is not a statistically valid sample because it's not random. But those that opted to take the survey, out of them, something like 80% of people that have purchased a Switch so far, out of those that followed our Twitter account, already owned a Wii U. So what I'm seeing, and from those that I've spoken to and my friends, it seems just like those that have bought a Switch were people that already owned a Wii U anyway. And it's the adoption rate that's just going quicker. And I don't really know how much of that is true, how much it would in terms of the real population of people that bought a Switch. I don't know. Obviously, our audience is skewed. I'd like to see the broader numbers. Maybe Nintendo will release them if they know. But that's definitely a concern I have. And I personally will not want to make any sort of conclusions about the Switch's success until we got a solid 24 months on this thing.
Sure.
I agree.
Plus, to add to that, like, it's still sold out everywhere. So maybe once like there's an actual, like, people can actually walk in the store and pick one up, then you could get like a better idea of who's buying it and how frequently.
I mean, I'm tentatively optimistic, like, but I hear what you're saying, Eli. I think it's wise to use that cautionary stance. Like, I hear what you're saying. I'm cautiously optimistic because the buzz is good. You know, gamers who like chat on Nintendo aren't chatting as much now, you know, like it's like, the Switch looks cool, I'd like to try it, is what you hear. It's a different attitude, you know, and you know, that's a good sign at the very least that we can hang on to, you know. So there you go. What are we going to do? And then another negative note?
No, that's fine. You can find me at the Mango Viking on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and VidMe. And Eli, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Twitter, Paul Salon, writing on NintendoEnthusiast.com. By the way, we just acquired Destructoid, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, neat.
Dude, they were so nice about it. So we went in, I read the post, and they're like, they posted like we were just acquired by Enthusiast Gaming, and I went to go read the comments, and everyone was like so nice about it. I thought that there would be like outrage, like, oh, this other company's coming in. Obviously, we're a small company, so we won't be doing anything other than putting ads on the thing.
Yeah.
But just wanted to point out that cool tidbit. And then let me think. I feel like there was something else.
Your Ever Oasis
Nintendo Network 64 on YouTube. Keep an eye out for my Ever Oasis review.
There you go. Mike, when you're not on the podcast, which is often, where can people find you? Or where can we find you? Because we try to contact you.
At Short Full Buster. So yeah, you know what it is.
He says, you know what it is. No, he does, like, this guy, like, he's not even promoting himself well. Like, come on, Mike. Like, he streams a lot of Smash, or Trash 4, as he likes to say.
Yeah. I stream that Trash, not Trash 4, Trash.
You do
TR4SH.
For a game you consider trash, you do a lot of streaming of it. Like, but yeah, what are you called? You're called Troy Fullbuster. You should promote yourself, man. You know, your streams are entertaining and they're well shot. You do like a good job with your technology. So
thanks, man. Thanks. Thanks for coming through on the occasion, man. It means a lot.
I like how you lay out your streams. They look cool, like on Twitch. Like it's like I like the comments on the screen and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. It's just, you know, for people to catch up sometimes on the chat. I mean, I'm weird. I'll read everything, but some people just want to see what the last few things were said. You know.
Yeah, you participate. Some Twitchers don't. You know, you participate. You talk to your audience. If I pop in there, you just like you instantly say hi. Like I'm like, dude, you got like 30, 40 people watching you right now. That's pretty cool. So
good on you, Mike.
Thanks.
Too bad you don't talk to us.
All right. I jump in there and like I harass him. I'm like, what about our podcast? Arms, you know, and he's like,
Twitch Kings. He like closes the Twitch stream.
Yeah, dude. So
just joking.
Cool.
But Unoclay, where can people find you?
Nothing to report where you can find me right now other than my Twitter account that I use for my Switch, where I occasionally post a screenshot and maybe eventually be doing more stuff with. So that's Unoclay _Switch. That's it.
Cool. So wherever you're listening, you can find us at Just Another Castle on every platform on the internet. Hit us up with your questions, and if you want to be a guest to me at the Mango Viking. So we'll see you next time, and leave gaming to Nintendo.
I thought we were getting funny moments.
After the podcast, the crew gave me an eShop credit as a gift for running the podcast, and I can't let their generosity go unheard, so here's me thanking them. You guys are so nice.
Hey, we're Americans. We don't like to be nice.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
Nah, no problem, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Mike. It was Mike's idea. He gets all the credit for real. He was like, he started messaging us during the show. It was like, he's got to play this game. We should give it to him. I was just like, good idea. And that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Paying it forward from Guacamole. Apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
No,
Guacamole
that's
was.
awesome.
Hey,
That doesn't count, though. I got that
that's
for
a good
free. I was being
Yeah.
slimy. No, this is really nice. I appreciate it. It's awesome.
Hey,
No problem.
it was actually kind of complicated to find a way to buy you one. Like, to be honest, Eli figured out that part because it was like weird because a lot of stores don't sell eShop cards, it seems like, in Canada. And we had to try like 5 websites. We were doing it like the whole podcast. It was like we were working on in the background. And
Yeah, I forgot you lived in Canada, to be honest. I like you used his brain. I was like, well, just buy him the game. what are you guys talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I was
Yeah. enjoy it, dude. Let us know.
All right,
Yeah,
Next week, you
Tell
can
us how it is.
I
Next
will.
podcast. I thought we were getting funny moments.
Nope.
Mike is still shuffling around. Mike, find a
Mike.
place for yourself.
or mute your mic or something. It's definitely shuffling a lot. It's gonna be.
It's not the mic. I said I was eating popcorn. Hold on, I'm almost done. I have like 5 more kernels. Hold on. And some butter. Yeah, how's college, dude?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
When you said wonderful, all I could think of was Pokemon Snap with Professor Oak grading your pictures. He's like, wonderful.
Oh yeah. And it's the worst photo ever.
I
And then
know.
he takes the best photo and he's like, you could have done better. And I'm like, he has a picture of Voltorb and it's just all white. And he goes, perfect. And so I'm like,
Jeez. What a douche.
If you were recording, that would have been a good way to start. Just a clip of you going like, "What a douche!" Welcome to the podcast.
Oh.
That was my reaction. That maybe my disappointment was it wasn't Galaxy 3. It's like,
that was it. It was like, just cool for me. That's all I thought. I was like, thank God it's not Galaxy 3. Sorry, Unoclay. I would have thrown up a little bit if that was Galaxy 3. I was like, Galaxy 2 is shit enough. We didn't need another one. Right?
no.
They're going to be like, oh, these are the other levels in the file we forgot to put in on Galaxy 2. I'm like, wait, that was what Galaxy 1 was, alright? That's what Galaxy 1 was amazing. And they're like, you know what? We had these levels and we're putting them on a disc for you. And we're going to say it's a game. And we have Patrick Star as your companion.
Can you insert a link here to Mike like ranting about Galaxy 2 every time it's mentioned ever from other podcasts? Like right here, like and see podcast 14 and 20.
It's not even a sequel. That's what bothers me. Like it's stupid. All right, okay. I don't want to get off point. All right, with Patrick Star and Mario starring in Galaxy 2, but
And I'm going to channel Flea and say, Eli, it will not matter. Xenoblade will sell 5 million copies, period.
Well, I mean, there's
With love, Flea, with love for you, brother. With love. Up next on the depressing Nintendo podcast, what do we got, Matt?
Murdered puppies.
Oh, no way, I'm not in.
In recent reports, Nintendo has been found to have killed 3,500 puppies.
I thought you were going to spout up like a real report. I was like, oh, geez, he actually has something. That's horrible.
What else we got for news? I got to move on. This is killing me here. I'm thinking about my
that's-
GameCube in the closet. I'm thinking about my Wii down there in the closet. I'm thinking about my Wii U going in that same closet. I can't see.
Well, you have the gamepad, so you can play with it even if it is in the closet.
It's going to be sitting next to my Virtual Boy collecting dust. Mike, he's like the cool guy at the party. Comes late and leaves early. I gotta get on his plan, dude. That's how you get popular with the ladies. Not that I need that. I'm married.
I don't think anyone even knows that anyway, so you're like, in case my wife listens to this one podcast, I swear I'm not cheating on you.
So I'm cleaning my room. I'm like, I'm gonna move my bed. I've checked behind here with my grandmother while she prayed to Saint Anthony, the patron saint of finding lost objects. Okay? Can't find it. So I'm like, oh man, Matt wants me to play Project X Zone 2 because he has an ulterior motive of wanting me to talk about it and the difference between the first game. Guess what? I can't remember anything about the first. I was gonna Wikipedia it, and I go, I think I may remember that, but I can't remember one thing about the game.
Oh my gosh.
70 hours of it.
I remember you liked it, so I figured you would know the difference.
I liked it too. That's the worst part. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I played it every day when I was lifeguarding. I was like, yeah, I played that to Persona 4 Golden. I remember the exact order.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I can't remember one thing. I'm like, wow, this game feels the exact same, or there's something different, and I'm too dumb to notice.
Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and with me this week are... Really, Mike? Really? A third time?
I'm not paying $20 an hour to play Star Fox.
There's also the factor that it's directly aimed at people that have tons of nostalgia for Star Fox 64.
Star
Star
Sex.
Sex.
Star Sex.
The drunkenness has already hit you.
I swear I wish I was drunk, but I'm still getting ready for work tomorrow.
All right, believe it, podcast style. Believe it.
Yeah,
All right?
Naruto.
There's my Naruto line. Believe it, guys. Oh, all right.
I thought that sounded more like Mickey Mouse.
Believe it. Oh, believe it. Got a Bible. Naruto. Oh. And I'm like, nah, it's silly Mickey Mouse. All right, but he's got to reach into all categories now. All right.
Oh gosh. Mickey Mouse with like the Naruto hair and the ninja outfit. Throwing ninja stars and Rasengans and all like.
He's claiming only watched Naruto if it was Mickey Mouse, obviously. He's like, oh, I'm a ninja. Goofy, why you? I gotta avenge my family, Goofy.
Shadow no jutsu. Oh my gosh.
But yeah. So you know what? Here's what I did.
Man.
So I have to interrupt. While you were listing off the games, I just had to check for a Mickey Naruto because the two popular characters, someone must have done it. And of course the internet has provided.
Oh god, it's even worse than I thought it would be. Like, you guys, you don't even want to see this. Like, that's how bad it is.
It's literally the first image on Google. It's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Oh,
go on, Mike.
Thanks for poisoning my eyes. Alright, but out of that list, and then other than that, Matt's been bothering me for 2 years. I finally played some Guacamelee.
For good reason.
Like, I still don't like. I still don't like guacamole on my chips. All right, I'd rather like my order goes cheese, then I think pineapple salsa, then creamy spinach, then shitty guac. All right, it just ruins meals. It's not that bad. It's a video game. All right.
Did you really say I really don't like guacamole on my chips? I hope you say that at a restaurant next time you're there. You're like, no guacamole, and they're like, what are you talking about? You're like, guacamole.
Yo.
Shit.
Yeah, come on. Not guacamole, guacamole, son. They're like, yo, wait, Super Smash Bros. Melee? I'm like, no, you just don't get it.
That would be the coolest waitress ever.
Except for like Robin and Corrin, and I barely know Corrin, so.
Hey, you play Kamui and Reflay? Ugh.
you weave. You're going by the Japanese name.
Yo, you know what's funny? I was at a regional this Saturday, and I commentated. I was like, yo, Kamui with the side B pin. Some guy's like, you freaking weebo. So I'm glad it went back around and Matt's called me a weebo.
Oh my gosh.
And because the graphics look like it's got hot anime princesses in it, so I was like, sweet.
How many weebs are on this podcast?
Yes, bro, it's like at least 3 of us. I don't want to speak for Harsh right up here.
If they're already making ports, chances are that's already on the PC, and I can play that with, my monster hardware. I can play it at a much better settings on my PC. So I don't even know if I'm even interested in it, like if they just put in ports in there.
Sounds like we got a PC gamer in our midst, guys. What are we gonna do? We got to gather around.
Pardon the witch. No.
PC gamers, you know what he's gonna wait for? He's gonna be like, "Yo, when's 40 games gonna be on sale for $30, and I'm never gonna play any of them." Okay, I'm gonna be like, first off, 32 of those games are shovelware trash. Okay,
So. Forget it. Like, I wanna play
I'm checking the Just Another Castle wiki, and here it says in episode 122, you said you do not prefer open world games, and now you're saying you would have preferred it if you.
Oh snap! Yeah, right.
I'm really confused, and I need to make an edit to the wiki. Could you clarify?
We'll just start off with what we've been playing. I don't even know why I'm a host of a video game podcast anymore, because most of the time I'm just saying I haven't played anything.
Guys, I got the shiny. It just popped up. Holy fuck. Guys.
Yeah, okay.
We're full of it.
Holy fuck.
Screenshot or Nans. Screenshot or
nudes are not real.
Oh my god.
He's
Yeah,
trolling.
that's...
You can get a shiny live on the podcast. You're trolling us. I don't buy it. You just told me how hard it is. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been working at it for 6 hours, man.
He's screwing with us. I want a screenshot right
Guys,
now.
I got it. Guys, I got it.
Nice.
I'll show you all. So, they're going to have you download an app on your phone to talk to your friends, which is just stupid if you think about it, because I could just call my friend or open up Skype. I like to think Reggie's a smart person, and is it just that he has no power? Is he just, they silence him? Is he like, hey guys, the Wii U's flopped, how about we just not be stuck in 20 years ago?
So until next time, we'll see you. I screwed it up. I wrote this, dang it,
Full circle.
twice I screwed it up. I guess I left a previous wrong entry in here. I put, so until next time, we'll see you next time. Great job, Matt. Should have proofread that. So until next time, we'll see you next time.
And then leave next time to next time.
The French fries are pretty good.
Let's see, one of my friends wants to hang out Saturday. Nobody hit me up. I had a date canceled, so I played Kingdom Hearts for 7 hours and got the platinum finally.
Oh my gosh.
Let me get this straight. Did you say you had a date get canceled?
Yeah, I had a date get canceled. She wouldn't answer me back, kind of thing. Because that's what happens in New York. You get ghosted a lot.
Oh, man, you should have more dates canceled on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm tired of that shit. But at the same time, it's so common. I don't even care anymore.
No, I wasn't even trying to bust on you for real. The funniest thing was I was thinking how you could totally make a meme out of this or something. It's like date gets canceled. ... Platinum's Kingdom Hearts. It's just the most bizarre outcome of a date. Going
yeah. Oh, date canceled. No worry. Platinum achieved.
Our pro gamer Mike.
I got second place again on Saturday.
You're not allowed to return until you get first. Damn it.
Yeah, why is he even on our show?
Semi-pro.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible. I don't recommend Uncharted 4 to anybody. And anyone who thinks it's a good game or deserves Game of the Year is an idiot, all right? Or is a Last of Us fan, that means they have the IQ of I don't know, a peanut and an ant, which is whose baby that would be taken. You know what I mean? Something very something very menial. All right, it just makes me mad. Well, other than that, I've been playing Twilight Princess HD.
But my ritual before I pick it up, of course, as I was telling Clay before we started, is I'm going to bring a goat with me to GameStop. I'm going to do a sacrificial encounter, right before I go in. I'm going to spread the blood all over the windows so they know that, something sacred is about to happen.
So far, so good.
And I'm going to walk in, buy my Switch, walk out, and then I'll unbox it in the carcass of the goat that I've left. And then I'm sure GameStop can clean up and stuff. They can figure it out. But how's that for a tradition, for a ritual?
It actually reminds me of Star Wars. They cut open the tauntaun and they go in there for warmth. You go in there and unbox your Switch.
Dude, I remember crying when I was little over that scene. Just for a side note, I was like, "Oh, tauntaun!" Like, man. And everybody has a little bit of a hard time getting their head around it that those buttons are there, and it's like they're little and they're hidden, kind of, and they don't even look like buttons. They look like the inside of the controller, sort of, you know. And it's like you have to really teach people, like, no, those are buttons, and you got to like remember them because all the puzzles in this game use them, you know, and you gotta focus on that. So,
have you ever thought of just putting the grip on since it like makes them bigger?
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
I haven't even used the grips. I didn't know that. That just changed our lives.
Wow.
Thanks, Matt. So, in news this week, look at the stuff that comes with your system a little better.
Everything else I really like about the game. Like, it's really real fun, like, boy. So.
I know this will sound unnatural, but I agree with Mike.
My man. My man.
Oh my God, he came prepared.
That's awesome. That's perfect. We need to make a soundboard of Flea. Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host Matt, and with me this week is our pro gamer Mike.
Wait, no, I was gonna Unoclay it and put on a dumb song. So,
And
but I can't get. Oh wait, no wonder I never hit unmute. I suck.
And there's our meme lord Unoclay.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's from.
It's from what I'm going to be talking about in my What's We've Been Playing segment.
Oh my gosh, I'm imagining, so Mario's walking like just on some dirt path, and then you hear something rustling in a bush, and he turns over his shoulder and looks, and you see the rabbits pop out dressed as like Mario, and it cuts back to Mario and cuts back to rabbits and cuts back to Mario and cuts back to the rabbits, and the rabbits just goes, "Dah!" And then just shows like gameplay after that.
I can
that's
see
all it
that
needs.
you are definitely in the visual arts department, Matt. You just like came up with a good trailer. Now film it, make it, and be famous. Now come on, get after it.